Production.
Yo, what is poppin'? We're looking at Iris Energy here. So we're gonna go weekly time frame. We're gonna take off all of the EMAs and we're gonna look at price. Now, ascending triangle has been coiling up for almost 2 years now, right? We're pretty much at the 2 year mark. So we've been consolidating under this 670 range. Strong resistance, strong resistance, strong resistance, right? Anytime we get into these areas, right? So it's from like 660 to around $8. There's a bunch of resistance, but we've been creating higher lows, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low, another major higher low here, right? So we're creating all of these higher lows in this lower trend line here. So I have it as a channel because if we zoom in onto the daily time frame, sometimes we bounce off of the top trend line, sometimes we bounce off the lower trend line. But this channel has been holding up, and I like the looks of this. The bullish catalyst here is the Bitcoin halving just happened. And what we're seeing now is miners are making a shitload of money off of fees and all of that. So I think that is something to look forward to as a catalyst to push price, right? It's official. Bitcoin's the most scarce commodity out there right now, right? More scarce than gold. Look at the volume coming in onto Iris Energy. Okay, these are just a few things I want you guys to start looking at, right? So this volume coming in is massive. It's going to take us right off of these lows here. And the areas that I'd be looking for on this stock to kind of potentially create maybe a bull flag. We'll start off looking at this 630 range, where we might potentially create some sort of push to the upside and then consolidation before we get the push towards $8 here. Okay, now that's kind of my idea of what could potentially happen from like a technical perspective. Overall, again, weekly time frame, we just delete all this. We could look at it from a triangle coiling up, right? You have something like this coiling up here. And this probably goes back to previous all-time highs. So let's look back at this. So here we have this like lower trend line, and then you could probably draw this out in a way where it comes back to here. Yeah, see, something like this makes sense, right? Look at the wicks. You draw it at the wicks, you draw it at the closes. Something like this makes sense. Zoom out, right? It's on the log chart. Where do you think this is going to be September, October? Because it's given me this type of energy around here. If we get this breakout, shorts get squeezed, big money follows the breakout, and money starts moving. We might get a move something like this where it just goes like that for a few months, right? So that's a potential move we could see here. What is in the way of that happening? Well, what's in the way is if we go to the daily time frame, when we start to highlight some of the things I was mentioning before, right? So again, this zone is a major zone. We're probably going to struggle along the way. First things first, let's break this trend line, right? So we have this lower trend line that we were just talking about. If we could break above that, then we could potentially look for a retest. So right here is the first zone of resistance around 650. So we get this push up. Let's see if we break it, consolidate sideways, back test the trend line, and then get the move towards this $8 resistance. And then we might stall from there again, right? Because that's a major zone as well. So 1, 2, 3, right? This kind of thing here before we get the move. This is what makes sense to me from a technical perspective. Could I be wrong? Totally. But I think the shift now, where the narrative of miners look so bad and now you're starting to see how much money they're making off of fees and how they're still holding up. This is the case where, you know, we might actually get a strong move in miners. But that's everything from a technical perspective on Iris Energy. Peace, guys.